thought that was as well as we played for 40 minutes defensively in some time. And that's the way it's going to have to be. You know, we made some shots tonight. We weren't off the charts offensively, but we were good enough to secure a sizable win against a very good opponent. So we'll certainly take that out of the gate in Valley play.
Not that was ever for lack of effort, but did you feel like there was an epiphany moment maybe tonight for these guys where they figured some things out on the defensive end? How things are going to have to be, like you said?
I hope they figured it out by now. That's a great thought. We've been instilling that from day one. You know, even when we were at full strength, we've been instilling defense and rebounding is going to be a calling card for this team. And now even more so with the circumstances. So I tell you, at one point I thought we were going to hold them in the 30s, and that's hard to do against a team that executes their stuff as well as Northern Iowa, shoots it as well as Northern Iowa. So we were I hope playing a part. I hope it just wasn't them having a bad night. I'm sure it wasn't the night that they wanted, but I hope that we had a lot to do with it. And of course, you know, the balance of the season will determine exactly how well we can defend consistently.
Rick, when Carl went out, that's almost 8 rebounds a game, yet in the 3 games without him, you have 53 rebound advantage over your opponents. Has that been just a focus of practice? Is there an explanation?
Every single practice, Bob. That's and like we talked about, even more so now. These guys realize that Carl and Evan was a good rebounder, and Ron Baker from the guard spot was a solid rebounder. And they realize that. I hope they continue to realize it. Ultimately, you know, we get some guys back, but the 9 guys in uniform tonight, everybody did their job. Everybody checked out. Everybody went with 2 hands. Everybody understood that it was going to be a physical affair, and we work on it every single day. So it's not just since the injuries have occurred. It's something that we have always taught since I've been a head coach.
Was guarding their 3-point shooters the main defensive focus, and how do you go about shutting them down like you did?
Well, Coach Jans did a wonderful scout, as he always does. He had our guys really mentally prepared for what they were going to see. They got us a couple times, but by and large, I thought our guys were in great position to be there on the contest, and you know, limit them to 1 shot. They got 5 offensive rebounds, 3 teams, so really they secured 2. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good basketball team, and I know they're going to win a lot of games.
What was on that scouting report when we take stock of what you and I can do offensively?
Just they execute. They've got set plays. You can't even go over all of their set plays. You have to kind of deal with concepts. But for 3 days, we worked on some of their favorite concepts and ideas that they take advantage of good defense. That's what good coaches do. They take advantage of teams that play good defense. That's why they're able to win big games. And Ben does a great job with that, because you're right in perfect position, which is exactly what you teach. But then they've got the counter to that. So it's difficult. And when Cook hit the shot to begin the game, I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Same thing. My mind raced back to this first possession of Creighton last year, where we defended them well, and they hit a 3 at the shot clock buzzer. And I'm going, okay, because it's the same exact thing. We defended them well, we contest, and they knock it in. But this was obviously a different result. So, you know, they're going to make some of those. But then after he hit that one, they go 2 for 16 for the game. And they're a really good shooting team. So maybe it just wasn't their night. Maybe our athleticism and length and being in the right position caused some of those shots to be a little bit altered relative to what they normally get.
Greg, you start 3 guards basically, yet those guys combined for 14 rebounds. Is that surprising to you that they are as good rebounders as they are?
You know, Cotton, it doesn't surprise me, because that's what Cotton is. He's an athlete that rebounds, plays great defense. knocked in some shots tonight, but his forte, his calling card is exactly what it's been my calling card as a coach. And we talked about, Bob, when you asked, you can't beat teams by 18 on the glass and start working on it 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago.
I mean, you worked on it more.
Right. I understand, but it's been an emphasis from day one. I mean, it can get a little bit better in January and a little bit better in February, but it better start in October.
With Clanthony and his skills, are you doing things to get him in one-on-one situations that maybe you haven't done with other players?
Trying to. I mean, he's a natural scorer. He wants to score. He has the size, athleticism, talent, skill to score. We have to have him score. I thought he took one bad shot in the second half. Other than that, he may have forced to drive a little bit in the first half. And what really upset me was when he didn't get the call, he stayed down on the ground. Like, these are big-time referees that work this game. This is a Final Four crew. Every one of those guys has worked a Final Four. He was in junior college last year. I reminded him of that when he walked over. Okay, you couldn't find his junior college on a map. These guys were in wherever they were for the Final Four, Houston or wherever it was.
Time for one more?
They really been
Larry's out of time. I could talk about this one for a while.
Ben talked about he really wanted to get it under 10 coming out of the locker room at halftime. How important was it for you guys to push it out right away?
Well, knowing the kind of coach Ben Jacobson is, I'm sure that he tried to inspire his troops, and that was a key. And I told them, I'm not going to yell and scream or get crazy and try to fake anything. You guys have to come out with the same energy, passion, toughness, equal or better than you and I, and pretend like it's a 0-0 game. It's the old cliche, 0-0 at halftime when you're up 12, and then somehow you get it to 18, and then it's 20, and I'm thinking, wow. But we played well. We just got to continue to play like this, and see if we can even improve on this.
Yeah, that would seem to be a really good sign that they could keep it up after halftime instead of letting it down. What do you attribute that to?
Well, just quality kids, tough competitors, guys that want to win. A lot of qualities. We played 13 games now. We won 12 of them, so they've got a lot of good qualities. We've got to keep it up.
So you did have a wow moment over on the bench tonight.
I'm a wow here in about 10 minutes. Okay, I don't wow during the game very often. I stay pretty focused, but I'm going to enjoy tonight and get into it tomorrow with Drake and head up to Des Moines on Tuesday. I'll have a wow moment with my family and friends here in about 10-15 minutes. I look forward to reading your column about that.